Well, welcome and thank you so much for joining us in this episode of Cooking in the Community Kitchen, where we create delicious recipes and have flavorful conversation. My name is Judy Anderson and I will be your host today as we make Greek salad. So, what I love to do is start with the dressing first, because that way all the ingredients will have a little time to be able to meld the flavors one into the other. So join me as we start with the dressing. So we're going to start with half a cup of crumbled up feta cheese. And then to that, I'm going to add a half a cup of olive oil. All right. And then I'm going to add a quarter of a cup of red wine vinegar. All right. And then I have 3 garlic cloves that have already been minced. Put those in there as well. And I've got the juice. I'll just finish juicing this one. And then I have the juice of 2 lemons. And I did do my best to pick out the little seeds, so we will add that in there as well. And so to my combination, I'm going to add a half of a teaspoon of dried basil. And a half of a teaspoon of marjoram. And then I will add 1 teaspoon of the dried oregano leaves. And you know me, a little bit of give and take. If it's a little extra, a little bit less, a little more, it's all going to be good in the end. So we will give this the first buzz, and then we'll see how the little taste test. I'm actually pretty happy how that's tasting, but I do like my dressing a little bit creamy. So I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of just plain Greek yogurt. I think it'll give it just that lovely texture. And I might add just a little bit of salt. There's quite a bit of salt in the feta cheese. So at this point, I don't think we want to over salt our dressing. So we'll whip this up one more time. We're not trying to have one of those TV explosions where our dressing goes all over the place. And I will get a clean spoon, have a little taste. I do think that that's tasting pretty good. Myself, I love to have that little element of sweetness in pretty much everything that I cook. So I'm going to use, I think, a good teaspoon of this beautiful honey from the High Bank Society. And they are one of our newest Good Food Box depots. And as a fundraiser in their building, or on the rooftop of their building, they actually raise bees. And honey is just a wonderful source of income for them to keep their programs running. So if you're ever looking for incredible honey, and somebody shared with me that it's important to have honey from a local source and someplace where the bees are, because in a lot of natural remedies, the honey bees that have taken in the honey from the area actually then help our own selves much better than getting honey from another place. So I am happy with that. All right. So we'll just leave this rest for a few minutes, and then I think I'm going to go right on into finishing up my salad. Just because of time, I have chopped my red and my orange peppers. And this, over the next 3 weeks in the Good Food Box, we will be featuring Western grown produce. And so this is really exciting. The peppers, the cucumbers, the tomatoes will all come out of the farms in BC as well as the greenhouses. So we love being able to support local. I also want to give just a big shout out to H&W Produce. They are our local produce supplier for the Good Food Box. And they have been so generous to be able to give us all the produce and all the items that we've needed to cook all of the recipes so far on our episode. So we do really thank them. They're tremendous dads and fathers. And of course, this episode, we want to focus in on Father's Day as well. I know that last time we were encouraging the men to perhaps make the asparagus soup for their wives. So maybe we'll give it a twist this time and suggest to the women that they will perhaps make Greek salad for their husband or their loved one for Father's Day, to celebrate Father's Day. So I am just roughly chopping. It's certainly nothing where I don't get out the measure, and I'm not too worried about if the pieces, some of them are a little bit thin or a little bit thick. It's just to be, I think, a little bit on the rustic side. And I think we are just keeping in mind that we're just trying to make something delicious and something that we can enjoy. This salad also travels really well. So if you're going to a graduation ceremony perhaps, or a picnic, this will travel and be just really, really fine by the time you meet your location. So I'm going to just add that on there. And then I think that I'm going to keep the onion just a little bit on the larger side, because if you have one of the guests that maybe onions are not their favorite or they don't agree with them, I think we'll just keep them large so that they can be picked out. And again, some beautiful tomatoes, and these cucumbers as well. We're from a greenhouse up in Edmonton, so we just appreciate these beautiful, beautiful vegetables. And you can see that, yes, I'm probably making a bit of a larger salad, but if you've watched before, you'll know that I'm always prepared if a whole bunch more people show up, so I'm going with that. And I've got some lovely assorted olives from the Italian store. It's one of my other favorite places to shop. I just do love to shop and support local wherever possible. And then the feta cheese, I'm just going to just do it with my fingers, put a generous portion of that. It isn't a bad idea either to use some of this brine as you're getting close to finishing up the feta, to put some of the brine in your dressing also. Tastes very, very good. It adds that little bit of acidity. You might need a little bit more honey or something to make it a little bit sweet, but I think using up the brine, again, we don't want to waste any of our ingredients. All right. So I'm just about set there. And so if you have tuned in with us before, you'll notice what my other signature, maybe this is a signature move, but I do like to dress the salad in a garbage bag. And so it's a clean one. It doesn't have Febreze or anything smelly, but it really helps us to be able to put the dressing on and have it evenly spread among all the vegetables that are going to be in the salad. And so I am going to use the dressing that I did make last night, so this has had a chance to just meld all the beautiful flavors together, and even for the dry herbs then to sort of become moist and let go of their flavors. And we'll just see what we need to do here. Give it a nice big toss. And I didn't have to get dressing all over the counter and all over myself as well, so this works pretty good. The other suggestion that I would make, that if you decide that this salad maybe needs a little more, or you're going to turn it in from just a salad to maybe a lunch or brunch, you could certainly cook up some pasta and add that. So you would have like a Greek pasta salad, adding some cooked quinoa into here as well. And then as an option for turning this into more of a meal, you could do some protein on top of the salad, some chicken or some shrimp or whatever, and that would truly make a Greek feast. So I think that I'm going to just serve this up and then we'll have a taste. So let's just grab a little bit of this salad. And I think perhaps if we want to just do a little bit of presentation, we'll just crumble a little more of the feta cheese on the top. We'll top it off with an olive. And as the Greeks would say, opa. Well, I think once more we want to talk about our Good Food Box program. I think when we see these beautiful vegetables and know that we have easy access to them, that we take for granted sometimes that 1 in 10 Albertans, that is 1 in 10, 10% of our population are struggling with food insecurity. That means tough decisions about, are they going to pay their rent or are they going to be able to afford groceries? And I think the community kitchen then started the Good Food Box program 10 years ago plus, in order to make fresh fruits and vegetables affordable to all families without a means test. And I don't think we can say enough that it's without a means test. There is no humbling at all, no proof of what your income is or isn't. It's available to everyone. We've got over 100 depots in the city and through Cochrane, Banff, Okotoks serving their clients. And they know the people that need this the most. We also have a program, it's called Give a Gift Forward of the Good Food Box. And we'll have those addresses on our website and links so that you can, if you personally don't need a Good Food Box, perhaps then you would like to give it to someone that really is in need. So we are really proud of this program. And we just want to, like I say, make it available and affordable and get that healthy food back. I think as we look forward to celebrating Father's Day and our family time together, we want to think that these fresh vegetables are available to all the families. We thank you so much for all your support, for the donations that have come through. If you are interested in getting to know a little bit more about the Good Food Box, you can go to GFB at ckpcalgary.ca, or if you want to donate at ckpcalgary.ca. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Sunday Nordine. I'm the CEO of Community Kitchens. I'd like to thank you for tuning into this episode. If you would like more information or would like to give a donation, you could go to ckpcalgary.ca.